Alright, hello everybody, Skyrim here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. Gonna go over a couple things in this one. The RNG grind for me is back again, of course, and as terrible as ever, if not worse, at this very moment. I've only managed to get 2 of the new essences for Wizard, if you were currently wondering. That's what this whole video is going to be about, partly. But we'll get to that in a moment. First and foremost, let's go ahead and cover this. We get a redemption code. Whether you want to call it that or not, it remains to be seen. But nonetheless, a redemption code that is for all new and existing players. All new and existing players. So we finally get something sent our way. Never gotten anything like this from what I can recall in the past before. So here we are. It's whatever. Take it for what you will. It's free stuff. And it's not all that great. I'll show you what we get in the mail here in a second if you haven't gotten it yet. And it's funny how it says excluding China. So that's an interesting interesting nod right there. So anyway, so there's the code Gamescom with an M, not an N, but with an M. Gamescom 24, because that is currently going on right now. So somehow Diablo Immortal hitched a ride there's with that event. I don't know how or why, but hey, it is what it is. Free code. I'll show you what it is in game. You have to go to your settings in game. Settings, account tab, and then under the account tab there will be a redeem button. That's where you type this in, and once you do that, you will get this mail in game. Now, I've already claimed it on my main. Keep this in mind. This is very important. Read what it says. Your new player, your new player reward is attached. Welcome to Diablo. That's absolutely hysterical. Anyway, claim it at any time, so there's no expiration date on this. Any time on a single character. So honestly, be sure to type it in on the character you want to claim it on, because that's the game mail that you will be getting it for anyway. So once you already put that code in, it's already going to go towards your in-game mail on that particular character. Now you can have multiple different accounts with, attached to different emails and such. That would probably work per each one of those. But in the case of this one, I have, all the character slots filled with alts and so on and so forth. And even I've tried different servers as well, just to kind of test a few other things out. That still applies as calling this just one account. So yeah, I've already, like I said, I typed the code in on my main here. I got the mail here for it. So obviously I'm going to claim it on this one anyway, regardless, no matter what, because I've already put the code in. But yeah, you cannot redeem the code again, however, on any of the other ones on the same account. That's how this works. It's whatever, and as you can see, this is all very low ball rewards at this juncture in the game. Of course, they could have definitely amped this up to at least be like 6 a piece of normal gems. That would be awesome. But hey, the new player starting out, it'd be like, oh look, it's candy, and then the rest of us are like, oh yeah, okay, great, thanks, and then move on. So, and that's exactly what I'm doing right here. So, on to the next thing. Unfortunately, in my case, I already used my loyalty bonus, and I got the new headpiece, the Autumn Crest, which let's go ahead and read over what that does here. It does, slow time now surrounds you with a static field that follows you, damaging and applying shock to all nearby enemies. Okay? It's a very large field. I do have 2 pieces of Vithus and some couple other pieces with beneficial effect duration on them, randomly. And I got a rune that gives me beneficial effect duration, which is nice because that's static. I don't have to worry about change. Whenever I get new pieces of gear, I still maintain that. And that's what I really like about the rune system now, anyway. But, here you go. Oh, that's not it. This is what it looks like. Ignore the sprite spark. Here we go. There it is. It's a fairly sized field. I honestly feel like it could be a little bit bigger. Like some of the other Necro circles and Satyr circles that everybody else gets. Tempest circle, what have you. We know the score. They don't want to do that with Wizard. So we get this. It still works for what it does. It works fairly well. And I'll move on to the other piece that I got, which I got from opening a bunch of my Legendary Mystery boxes. And unfortunately, I burned through a bunch more than I care to admit. I still have some left, but I'm done opening them because RNG is just never, you know, shined on my direction very well in most games, unfortunately, but here we are. So yeah, I'm a little annoyed, honestly, by it all, because again, it's one of those RNG based things, and it's kind of frustrating. But here we are with the main hand. What it does: when Lightning Nova deals a critical hit, it emits a charged bolt that it deals damage, and damage is increased. And then this is all based off your mastery, and this is also Awakened Peace. So that all being said, it does work with Sprite Spark when you hit targets and you crit them. So we'll see that here. I'm going to go ahead and just run this through on a challenge, not a challenge rift, a Elder Rift. I'm not putting anything in because I've already maxed out my bonus crests, so I'm saving up my rares. I burned through a lot recently. I still have that many, of course, so I'm not too bad. But now that I've already got my bonus weekly in, I don't bother running those the rest of the week, and I just go in just for the Fading Embers to max the 280 out the rest of the way. So I usually average about 5 a day, of course, to disperse that throughout the week and take the edge off, so you're not, unless you want to get ahead, of course you can. But anyway, that's just a side note. We're going to go in, we're going to see this in action just with these 2 pieces alone. Unfortunately, like I said, that's all I have to show for right now. I will be rolling out other builds later once I get everything. Granted, there's some other people out there that have way better luck, quote luck, or whatever you want to call it, and they already have all the pieces like within a matter of hours, which is just insanely sick and upsetting. But yeah, so I'm just showing what I have and what I have to work with. This is actually pretty fun, in all honesty, and this kind of works as a reverse Thunderous Applause. Instead of with fire, you're running with lightning, and this one has the shock is the same effect as a firestorm, so to speak, where you will get crits from doing shock damage. The headpiece is what you need to proc it first, of course. And now in this case, it's nice because it's a headpiece, because now that frees up, like in Thunderous Applause, you had to wear the pants for that effect, for the firestorm to follow you around. This one is the headpiece, so that's kind of nice. And it's not the chest piece. Okay, that's kind of what I'm thinking for something later. But anyway, here we go. I didn't use the thing. Hang on a minute, hang on. Let me do, there we go. We should see little charged bolts flying off of enemies. I need to get a better cluster than that though, so let's get something going here. There's one, there's another, there's a couple more right there. Okay, there they go, they're proccing. They're a little slow in their function away from other targets here. So they are a little difficult to make out sometimes, but you could see them there a little bit. We're gonna keep going though. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of run through here and show what this looks like. There they go again. Right. The uptime is pretty nice on it if you have some beneficial effect duration. I'm gonna not touch that because I don't want things to die off too quickly, because I do want to keep getting the charged bolts to proc on the screen. Alright, hold up. I don't want to touch you guys yet. Now I do. There they go. There's the charged bolts. Very not like the charged bolts from the original Diablo game, mind you. Those ones would go on the ground. These ones are also just single darts, and they are kind of slow. The charged bolt in the first Diablo game was very slow as well, but let's see if I can get on any of it. I can get some on this guy. Alright, cool. I don't want to finish them off too quickly, but there we go. And there's the lag. Good old lag. Of course. Always at the end of a rift, too. That's another example of it, but there you go. So yeah, that's the 2 pieces. That's the only 2 pieces I have to run with right now. But with this setup, it's a lot of fun. So far, anyway. I enjoy it. This is fun running around with. I did hear like there was a little bit of a DPS drop, I guess, from some other builds, so keep that in mind. But this one does look like it's fun to do, you know, quick movement farming with, and I am definitely seeing this to be used more so in Castle Erebin runs, for sure. So once I get the other pieces, I have seen clips of the pieces combined in action, of course, and yeah, I would definitely agree that these are going to be some much better, you know, on-the-go builds. And as soon as I get all the parts myself, I will put that in my channel, of course, as well, because obviously that's the intention. I just unfortunately do not have the pieces, and that's no fault of my own. That is just the game being the game. So, anyway, until next time, everybody, stay safe out there in the real world and fire as always. Take care of yourselves as best you can, one day at a time. That's all we can do. Until next time, see ya.